Hello and welcome to the video. So Sapa is in the northwest of Vietnam. It's a town in the Hoan Lien Mountains. It's popular for hiking, it's popular for terrace rice fields, you've got Fansipan Mountain and just Vietnamese culture overall. A bit about me, so I've travelled the whole of Vietnam and Sapa is by far one of my favourite places in the whole country. I stayed there for 4 nights and I absolutely loved it. Just so much to do there, so much variety. So there are a couple, well, let's say there's 5 things that we need to run through before you go there yourself. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So to travel to Sapa, there are a number of different options available to you. You've got the self-drive option, overnight train from Hanoi to Lao Sa and take a taxi, or you can take a sleeper bus, or there's obviously the private taxi as well. There are a number of different buses available. I've heard good things about them all. If you're a light sleeper, you might struggle to get to sleep on them because the roads are really windy everywhere in Vietnam, which you would be expected, and they go up and down the time, obviously, up mountains as well. So the buses run between Sapa and Ha Giang, Hanoi and Ha Giang, and then Sapa and Hanoi as well. So you can easily get between them all, no troubles at all. I took the VIP bus, sleeper bus, and it was perfect for me. I had my own little room, I had a little curtain, I had aircon in there, and charging ports, everything. It was absolutely perfect for me. The best thing to do is to book online. It's cheaper than buying it in hostels or hotels. You save about 20% off the cost, and it's really simple. The firm you book it with will send you through an email. You get like a little pin drop to put into Google. It tells you exactly where they're going to pick you up in a time, and it tells you exactly the time and where they're going to drop you off as well. So I would highly recommend booking online to save. Every penny counts, remember. So there are many places to see near Sapa city centre, but be aware some of the gems of Sapa will require a taxi, a scooter or a hike to reach them. They're a little bit further out. I would also recommend to plan your days on the weather. So if it's, for example, if it's really cloudy in there at the time and there's no point going up to the top of the mountain because you're not going to see anything. It is a very cloudy place in Sapa. It can be very cloudy depending on the season. It's best to check the weather in the mornings. If you look out the window, have a look. I was trying to rely on the apps to plan my days in advance, and they just were, in my opinion, they were completely useless. So it's best thing to do, wake up in the morning, check outside, then go from there really. Some attractions seem to have lost their soul slightly, and in my opinion, again, become tourist traps. Cat Village is a prime example of this. It just seems a bit of a fake village really. There's like a wheel in the water spinning around, there's nothing connected to it. It just seems to be all just put there, built for tourists, and just asking for, it's an entry fee you have to pay, and it wasn't really my cup of tea. I like the more authentic places to visit. I would probably skip Cat Village if I were you. I highly recommend doing Dragon's Jaw mountain hike. It's very close to the centre of the city. It's about 15 minutes walk. I have done a separate video on this. I left the link in the description below. And another place I really recommend is Silver Waterfall. Once again, I've done a video there as well, so another link down below. Hiking tours with locals is a unique way of experiencing Sapa, but don't make the mistake I did. I am booked to go with this local lady, seemed all fine. Then I went, met her, and there was about 25 other people. So I spent no time with her at all. Literally just following like just like a train. It's ridiculous. It was too many people. So make sure if you do book a guided tour, make sure it's a smaller group so you can actually spend time and get to learn from the local. Last thing is Sapa City. I mean, Sapa City's quite touristy again, in my opinion. You can probably tell already. I'm not the biggest fan of like touristy places, but it is what it is. I would recommend just maybe spending a day and a night there. It's nice, got some nice restaurants, and you got some, there's like a night market by the lake as well you can go to. It's like a local market. It's got all sort of food there, it's got local produce, it's got all sort of clothing you can buy as well. So yeah, definitely it's worth a visit to go and see that. So I think this is probably going to be a popular one because this is something that I wanted to know. It's the weather. Sapa has 4 seasons, all with their positives and negatives. So to start with, we have spring, which runs from March to May. Spring comes with blooming flowers and nice green rice fields. Weather is mild, it's quite pleasant. It's temperatures 15 to 25 on average. It's got good visibility, but the only trouble is with this, it's peak season. So the second season is summer. Summer runs from June to August. It's the best time to see the rice fields. It's the rainy season. Temperatures go between say 20 and 30. Visibility is poor, but it is the off season, so you get cheaper prices and hotel availability and things like that's a lot easier. So autumn runs from September to November. You got golden rice fields, great visibility, temperatures between 10 and 20. It's the second peak season, so prices do go up again, and it can get busy in some places. This is the time that I went. I went at the end of November. I was a little bit unlucky because about 2 days before I arrived, all of the rice fields were actually harvested. So just be aware, near the end of November, there won't be any rice, but still beautiful. You can still, views are still amazing. You can still see all the tiers going through it, but it's just not as nice as it would have been if it wasn't harvested here. So that's something to be aware of. And lastly, we got winter, and that's December to February. This is obviously the best time to see frost and snow. Visibility is low, temperatures go from 0 to 10. One benefit of the winter, obviously we're cheaper, and trees start to blossom, so you've got the peach trees and everything like that. They really start to, so it adds a bit of colour to the landscapes. Where to stay? So when I went in November, I stayed in the city centre, but I regret not staying in a homestay. Everyone I spoke to all stayed in homestays and they absolutely love it. So you get a mix with local people. So a homestay is basically it's sort of like a hostel. Someone puts up a room in their property, or they have a property and rent it out to people, and they make you dinners, give you a bed for the night, and normally they're in the outskirts. You get beautiful views everywhere, and next time I go, I will definitely stay in a homestay. There's a couple of places you can stay in Sapa. Firstly is Sapa town centre, obviously. Another good place is Mung Hu Valley. So you've got all the rice terraces there. You've got Tan Van Village, authentic experience. And you got Cat Village, a step back in time, as I said, maybe don't want to miss, as I said from earlier when we watched the start of my video. Then you got Fansipan area, which is really high up, so really high peaks looking down everywhere, so that'd be really lovely staying there. And so there's plenty of options in Sapa. Just stay in a homestay, trust me on this one. Or again, there's also other options, you've got hotels to stay in. But yeah, I wouldn't even bother hotels, just homestay all the way. So number 5, phone signal. So I got on the bus at Hanoi to go to Sapa, and I'd used my phone and I had 0 signal. I had no phone signal, no internet. I was trying to reset it, I was shaking it about, and I just got no luck whatsoever. Nothing at all. So it's a very long journey, as you can imagine. So I got to Sapa and I went to a phone shop, and it turns out that where I bought my SIM card at the airport when I originally landed in Vietnam, they sold me the wrong SIM card. So I remember getting the pack out, it said Mobifone on it, and I ended up this unknown make, and it was terrible. I had no trouble at all, funny enough, until I got to Hanoi. As soon as I left Hanoi, went northern Vietnam, I had 0 signal. So yeah, I had to buy an extra SIM card. As soon as I got Mobifone, I had zero trouble whatsoever. I got signal everywhere, and that's including the Ha Giang Loop as well. So the whole of Vietnam, northern Vietnam, I had signal with Mobiphone. And yeah, so word of advice, double check your SIM card, you've got the correct one, and that it is one of the top providers, because it really does make a difference, especially in the northern part of the country. So that concludes my video. So I am a small channel, I'm new to this, you can probably tell. So it's all practice, it's all good. So if there's anything that I've missed, please put it in the comments. Is there anything I can improve on? Just let me know. There's only one way to get better, and feedback helps. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.